Welcome to another video Behind the Tool. So, Behind the Tool is a series that I created so I can give you tutorials for specific tools. Now, keep in mind the way it looks is always going to change, but the functionality should still be the same. So, today I'm going to show you a basic setup for ClickFunnels, and especially from the technical VA's perspective. In my last video, I definitely talked about the 6 key elements that you need to know when it comes to building a funnel. And I'm going to have the video up here so you can reference it because it's going to cover I'm going to cover the 6 key elements today as well. So in my last video, I mentioned that ClickFunnels is like the most popular funnel building software out there because it is. It's easy to use. They have great templates. It's just really easy to get everything set up and looking nice inside of ClickFunnels, right? So before we dive in, if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Roxanne and I am the founder of Marketing Tech Mama. My mission with this YouTube channel is to help 100 moms be able to work from home by being a technical virtual assistant in digital marketing. So let's dive in. Okay, so in my last video, I mentioned there are 6 key elements. So the elements, and we're going to go through them one by one. So the first one is a funnel map, right? We need to, in my last video, I gave you 2 funnel maps, one of a marketing funnel and one of a sales funnel, because it's important to know the difference between the two. And that's just going to help you control your project, right? You're going to be able to know what to look out for if you have a funnel map. So the second thing that I talk about are domains, right? Like how to connect the domain, how to know that it's working. So ClickFunnels has a really good tutorial video on that, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is how you do it. So you go to the account here, you go to account settings, you come down here to domains. And when you come to domains, okay, that's interesting. So this one that I have is called offers at Roxanne Notes. So it's going to say add a new domain and it's going to have instructions for you to follow. I would just definitely just follow that to connect it, right? So once this is done, then what we'll do is you'll be able to see this once it's connected. So what the things that you want to do is make sure the default page that you know what's the default page for offers.roxannotes.com. So let's check it because I honestly have not checked this out in a very long time. We're just going to look and see. Okay, that's a high ticket automation case study that I've built. This is kind of old, but again, that's what we're doing. The 404 error page, you can do the same too. So it's like if there's any errors, it's going to send them like, what's your default on that? That's going to be really important. This is CAPI and domain forwarding. I wouldn't mess with this. The only other thing I would do is set up SSL for my custom domain, and then it's ready to use. Now, once it's ready to use, we're going to go back to funnels. And now I'm going to show you too how a good way to add them. Okay, so we have this going. So now when you come over here, you're going to go to settings. And on this settings, when you're in the funnel, so you see you need to add a domain as well so that we know, hey, this funnel is associated with it. Yes, we did it before, but you just always want to make sure you have multiple places, right? Like this is for a full setup to make sure that it's actually working. Okay, so now the next thing that we have here is a CTA. And remember, I was mentioning that in my video. This is the third step of making sure that it's actually going to work the way you want it to work, right? Is this CTA going to check it out? Is it going to work how it's supposed to? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open on the back end because I think that's going to be helpful. Oh, actually, I can't open that here. One second. So here's the control. Well, this is the page, right? And I'm going to check and make sure, hey, this is submitting the page. When this submits, right, submits order from the page, that's perfect. And if I want to make sure this is going to the next step appropriately, I'm going to go to general. And then I'm going to say, okay, what does this say here? roxannotes.com/slash high ticket consultation. So I know that once this is done, once I opt in, it's going to take me to that page. I also have integrations, it looks like, set up where I have my Infusionsoft form connected to here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get out of here and then I want us to Okay, so we talked about the CTAs, which for this case, we're also going to cover in our final step, which is testing as a user. But we do want to see, is it mobile optimized, and what about the integration? So I already showed you the integrations, right? I have it connected to Infusionsoft by using a web form on here. Mobile optimized, let me go ahead and see if I can just open this right here, which is going to be a lot better anyway. Okay, so we're going to do the and then check the mobile version better. So I did right click. I'm on a Windows device and I went on inspect and I'm in Chrome. So I have my dimensions as an iPhone 12 Pro. And again, it's going to be better to actually look at it on a mobile device, but you can use this, right? It will give you a viewpoint like this is how it's going to look like when people are looking at the page. Okay, like on mobile. That's how it's going to work. Now, let me come over here and now I'm testing as a user. Well, I'm going to put a test. I do tester. I'll say test at testing.com because it's not going to be a real email. So I'm watching the case study. This is supposed to take me to that thank you page if I have set this up correctly. So we're letting Infusionsoft do its thing, and that's what it says, right? High ticket consultation. Thank you so much in your interest, right? You could watch the case study here. Right, and then here's what I have on my thank you page, just some things, and if people are ready to apply, they will go here. So for this purposes, this is just going to be a simple opt-in form, a landing page with a thank you page, and that's it. Okay. So I really hope this video was helpful for you to show you as far as the technical aspects, the 6 key elements to look for, which are funnel maps, making sure the domain is set up correctly and is associated with the right funnel, that our call to actions, our CTAs, are actually working as they supposed to, that our pages are mobile optimized, right? Mobile friendly, that we've checked the integrations, that we know all of the integrations on the back end are working fine, right? What I would also do is I would go into my backend too in an Infusionsoft because that's what I'm using for my CRM and check that that contact made it in. Did they get the right tags, right? That's the integrations piece as well. And testing as a user, which is what we just did to make sure that as a user, we're actually enjoying what's happening. Okay, that we were like, okay, I can deal with this. This is actually very cool. So, again, I hope you really like this content. If you want to see more videos like this where I'm just opening up behind the tools and you get to see how to use certain functionalities, right? That maybe you can find on your own, maybe you can't. But if you like more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe my channel so you can be more notified when I create more content. I also write about more about how it's like to be a technical virtual assistant on my blog at marketingtechmama.com/blog. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time.